tonight. You better rock your body now. Everybody. Rock your body. Everybody. Rock your body right. Easy's back. All right. All right.
All right, how about that introduction, guys? Friday night, we're May 24th, Friday night. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. We're having ourselves a beer or two, or three, for that matter. But we wanted to have a podcast today to discuss the situation that's going on. As many of you do know that we have a runoff election that is currently going on or just finished at 7 o'clock today. So we're waiting for that vote count to come out so we can have the total amount of votes that have voted for the Maverick County runoff elections. There are two particular seats that are of interest here in Maverick County, and of course it would be on the Democrat side. It is the Maverick County Tax Assessor Collector position that is in a runoff that is between Azalia Cáceres, the incumbent, and challenger Ruben Montemayor. Although Ruben is the challenger in the race, he is the favorite to win that race. In Maverick County, in the race of Maverick County Constable Precinct 1, we have Ignacio Nacho Vasquez is the challenger running against the incumbent, which is Ceci Maldonado. Again, guys, these are the two runoff elections that we have. One of the interesting notes here, guys, and one of the things that we don't see much in the elections here is it was only 1 week of early voting, right? So we're typically accustomed in a normal election, not a runoff, right? We're accustomed to the 2 weeks. Being that it is a runoff, we only had 1 week for early voting, which it's completed. It finished at 7 p.m. Today. So that leaves we had 5 days of voting. We have all the results except for today's results. Now we are just waiting for those results to come in to us. We should have them hopefully by the end of the day today. If not, we'll have them ready for you tomorrow so we can have the total amount of votes that came in the early voting. That's important, guys. Hope all of y'all are enjoying your Friday night, and let's hop on here real quick. So for the early voting, we started on Monday, guys, with the early vote. So on Monday, we had a total of 166 votes for the Democrat on the Democrat side. 34 Republicans voted. 219 on Tuesday. 219 Democrats, 26 Republican on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it was 230 Democrats that voted in the Democrat runoff, and 30 Republicans voted on the Republican runoff. On Thursday, it was a total of 357 that voted on the Democratic runoff, and then 50 that voted on the Republican runoff. So it's real interesting getting down to it, guys, where you're seeing, of course, we did have those extra 2 hours, extended hours during that time, but it's very rare that we see that Maverick County sees 166 votes in one day, 219 votes in one day. This Thursday, 357. So each day it has been coming up for the Democratic Party side, right? So you got 166, 219, 230, 357, and we are projecting to go over that 357 mark today for Friday. So there's going to be plenty of plenty of people out there trying to cast their votes at the time being without the Friday in there. We do have 972 votes that have been casted in the primary for the Democratic side. And then we have a total of 140 that has been casted on the Republican side. Let's see here. Ooh, a little dead. All of our views are on Twitter. So as you can see, it's a situation that is pretty in flux. Now, you think that this situation that we're getting to with the runoff, right? So in the runoff, we have it's a tightly contested battle. Now, the situation has gone from the big thing that's being played there that people are harping on is the tax assessor collector position. As you guys know, right now the incumbent Azalia Cáceres, the current tax assessor collector, has been embattled with many controversies, as it has been, almost in real time, showing up on social media, showing up on different items as we go. Let's see. We're having a little bit of low turnout right now, but we're waiting as more people will come on. We're going to go get a refill real quick while there's minimal people on, but we'll be right back in about 2 seconds. All right, we're back. It didn't take there that long, did I? All right. So, guys, yeah, we have a situation right now that is, you know, I think that the situation isn't as bad as maybe people have painted, but the real big thing, and I totally understand this, is that everybody would like their money to be working for them, right? So you're paying taxes. You would want somebody to be there full time that can attend you, especially if you're having to pay, taxes. So that's the thing that is coming down to it, is where you had two people running against the incumbent Azalia Cáceres, right? So those two people, there you had Ruben Montemayor and you also had Leroy Oresti, and both of those candidates, they were in strong support, or they were not shy about saying that they were going to be a full-time tax assessor collector. It is no secret that Azalia Cáceres, the incumbent, is not there full-time. She does have a previous engagement, if you want to call it, or career. She does work with the school district, so that is a problem. I'm not sure what her position is, but working with the school district, you don't get dismissed till about 3:30, 3:45, or much later than that, 4 o'clock even. Now, the tax assessor collector's office, that office does close, 4:30, even 5. So if you're thinking about it, you get out at 3, 4, you got to rush over and get to the tax assessor collector's office from whatever school she may be teaching, and then leaving a couple of minutes left of work of service. But it's not, I mean, the check still comes out full for her, guys. Don't get it, don't be confused, or don't be naive about it. Regardless of the amount of time the current tax assessor collector is in the office, she still gets that full check, that as if she worked in 80 hours. It's an elected position, so those checks are pretty much automatic. Now, you got the situation where, I don't know if it could be double dipping. I don't think that that's the correct word, but if you look at it in a bigger picture, where you have the public funds that you pay your taxes, some go to the schools, some go to the county, some go to the city, right? So you have a situation. How many times have I said that word? So you have the issue where Azalia Cáceres is the covenant tax assessor collector, is receiving a check regardless of what hours that she works. Now, anybody that has ever had any supervisory managerial position in their career, in their lifetime, you know that if you're not there physically as a presence, the office, your office, or the team, your members, whatever it is, it tends to suffer. And that is almost a scientific fact, that if you're not able to be out there, with your presence, overseeing an operation, a critical operation such as the Maverick County Tax Assessor Collector office, is a very critical and vital position to our community. Now, this office should not be, and shouldn't be allowed to be run as a proxy the way it is currently running right now. So what I mean by it being run by a proxy is that you do not have the supervisor, the manager, the leader in that office for the 8 hours of the day. It's minimal time, and it's understandable because there's a previous job there, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't, I understand all of us have to work, all of us have to eat, but why, if you already have a full-time job that covers those hours, it doesn't make sense for you to have this other job. Now, you could easily get by if you were maybe another position, such as a JP, a commissioner, somebody that is not required to be at an office for 8 hours, because that's just what is required, I would say, from a tax assessor collector, from a county clerk's office, a district clerk's office. And, those people that we mentioned that are similar to the tax assessor collector's office, that have an 8 to 5 operation hours, those elected officials are there. The district clerk, county clerk, they're there 8 hours a day. And you can see in how efficient their offices run. I mean, guys, you guys that like to look on Facebook, and everybody loves to bash people on compra y vendo, right? So we've seen the incumbent Azalia Cáceres make their appearances on compra y vendo, and the majority of these appearances have to deal with the inefficiency of her office and the lack of customer service skills, not even from her office, but according to this Facebook post that we saw earlier from a realtor, it's her that had a bad attitude. And you see how things just keep on getting difficult, guys, or keep on getting into a situation where why are you in the elected office when all this other stuff is going on? I haven't delved into the constable precinct 1 position too much myself, but that is an interesting race to watch. I think everybody is really tuned in to the tax assessor collector race, because that one, again, it's a very important race, and we've been seeing time and time again leading up to this election, and even before in the previous election, in the general, in the primary, we saw so many incidences, so many occurrences where the tax assessor collector, Ms. Cáceres, continuously was getting critiqued, and this, that, the other. And it was almost at a nonstop basis. It was one thing after another. Now, you have a realtor that is upset. You have people that have come forward saying that there's favoritism, allegedly, right? Famous words. Allegedly, there's some favoritism going on in the tax assessor collector's office to where certain car lot owners are allowed to come through the back door and handle their business that way. Now, most of us know that if you're doing business through a backdoor type of situation, that is never a good situation to be in, right? At least from my understanding of businesses, right? But when you have a tax assessor collector that is unable, for whatever reason it may be, unable to be at their, the tax assessor collector's office, that is an issue. Now, we've gotten several things where there's a long line at the tax assessor collector's office. We've documented that many times ourselves. And now it's just the thing where, what is it that we're doing as a city, as a community, as a county, as residents here? Because we do deserve nothing but the best service and quality. Now, if you think that paying somebody to do a job that is not even there half of the time, if you as a voter can say that is a good deal, well, I mean, God bless you and all that, but Maverick County is notoriously known for shooting themselves in the foot, voting for compadre, la comadre, la amiga del comadre, el compadre acá, el primo, hermano, this, that, and the other. And I understand that. I'm not negatively looking at that, but we do shoot ourselves in the foot more often than not because we're willing to, well, that doesn't really affect me. Or, ¿sabes qué? Pues yo voy a tener mi favor, chinga su madre todos los demás, ¿verdad? But what are we left with? Is that there's somebody taking advantage of the system, somebody that promised during her campaign, that promised they would retire and be a full-time participant at their position. This was the promise told to you, the residents of Maverick County, the voters of Maverick County. Now, if anybody tells you something like that anywhere, look, good example. Go to T-Mobile and let somebody tell you you're going to get a phone for $1. Now, wouldn't you hold that person to that? Okay, oh, you said I was going to get an iPhone 15. Let me talk to your manager. You said it was for $1. Now I'm going to get it for $1. Right? I mean, that just makes sense. So when a tax assessor collector comes out and tells you, I am going to resign, I am going to retire my position at the school district to be a full-time tax assessor collector, and then doesn't come through, does not come through. And this is admittedly, her herself in the debate came out and said, yeah, I couldn't retire, for whatever reason, it's none of our business, none of your business, why. But the fact that what got her elected, a part of what got her elected was her saying or her convincing the public, the community, the voters, you guys out there watching this, convinced you guys that she was going to retire and then be full-time over here. She has not. Now, it's my understanding that that promise hasn't been given this time around because it's not going to happen. She's not able to retire or has not given a promise or has not said anything about retiring in the future. So what you can expect as Maverick County residents, voters, is the same thing that you've been getting. Okay? Now, at the risk of getting this misconstrued, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Now, nobody's saying anybody's insane before y'all come out. What I'm saying is that if we keep on electing these people that do not do much for us, it's going to continue. I mean, not just with the person running right now, but the next person is going to have a sense that they can just, say that they're the tax assessor collector, say that they're a JP over here, and they're not complying. They're not putting their part to make our community what it should be or where it can be. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, past this, past that, people that were in power before didn't do this, that, or the other, even though it has, that is a big case of it. But we should always strive to get better and hold people accountable as such, because I can tell you this, as a city, as a county, you're expecting residents to progress, to elevate, to understand a little bit more as they grow. And that's that. Difficulties with our Wi-Fi, right? So we had, the typical 300 Wi-Fi that you get here from Spectrum, but we had that little issue where portions of the podcast did skip because of internet issues. So what we did is we called Spectrum up and we said we need something better. So we went up and got the gig service, and thinking we wouldn't have a problem whatsoever. We're streaming at 1080p right now using this very nice computer, an HP. But we just had a little glitch right now. I don't know if you guys were able to catch it. Kind of brought that up all of a sudden, but I mean, that's what happened. Moving forward, some of the things that we wanted to talk about, and let's see. Some of the news that's going on, guys. Let's not beat around the bush. We're not shy. Let's show you what's going on. I can get it up here. Let's see. There you go. I'm not digging the background there, but so you got, let's see. This was an interesting one. So you got still, they've been telling us that we got plenty of oh, wait a minute. We got some comments coming in, guys. We got some comments coming in. Oh, there you go. We have none other than the candidate Ruben Montemayor chiming in and giving us a little comment. He must be watching, and we'll go ahead and say this. So, Ruben Montemayor says the problem is having two jobs at the same time, same office hours. There is nothing wrong to have two jobs when it's different hours, but the case here is both jobs are the same hours. So it's impossible to be in two different jobs at the same time and collect two checks. That is totally, totally wrong. All right. Well, thank you. Again, guys, this is Ruben Montemayor. He is actually the challenger in this race, but he is a heavy favorite to win the tax assessor collector job. And he's explaining exactly why he is a favorite to win this position because, as we've been explaining, the school district, whatever position you may have, you don't get out to 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And about that time, rush hour traffic's on. So that's another extra 15, 20 minutes anywhere here in the city of Eagle Pass. And then getting there, practically it's closed already. So ZB, thank you for keeping us informed and letting us know what is really going on. No problem. So that's what's happening is that how can you have somebody come over just doing another job, show up for about 15, 20 minutes, according to Mr. Montemayor in the previous podcast we had, and still collecting a full check? That it's not prorated. They don't pay her by the hour. They give her a full check for whatever amount of hours she actually physically works there. And that's what we're talking about when we say that the county tax assessor collector's office is currently running by proxy because the leadership that is supposed to be there is not there running the show. But in fact, it's the employees that are having to pick up the slack. Yet, are they getting a portion or the proportion required for the work and their pay? Because I'm sure that they're doing more, having to pick up the slack for the tax assessor collector that is not there physically. So they're having to pick up that slack. Now, my question would be to Ms. Cáceres, the incumbent, is that if she's compensating any of her employees for them doing the extra work that she does not have to. That's a good question, guys. Let's cheers to that. But moving forward, we jump to that because of the comments. Now, what we wanted to show you, we didn't want to show you that. Here when we have the sorry guys, I kind of wanted to fix this a little bit, but I guess I can't at the moment. Let's just cancel that. We were showing you what was going on. The immigrants are still coming, guys. Now, I will say hats off to thank you, Governor Abbott, that has improved the situation down here in the border tremendously. It is not the same as it used to be before, but we still are getting groups. And the groups are not coming through Shelby Park as much, but they're hitting the northern side and the southern side of our county. And they're still coming from everywhere, guys. Cuba, 42 males, 15 females. They were from Cuba, Colombia, Peru, Honduras, Ecuador, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua. We saw a video the other day from Bill Malugin and from Fox, and what he had was, disturbing as well. In Arizona, they were getting people from China, people from Iran, people from Iraq. There was people from all over the place, guys. And if that doesn't concern you or scare you, I don't even know what will anymore, because that situation can turn badly very fast. All right, so let's see here. We do have another interesting story that happened this weekend, as we have. I want to talk about this guy right here. Just briefly. Now, we had a raid last week in Maverick County. The raid was at Double M Ranch, and they arrested Mike Hayes. Mike Hayes was arrested, according to reports, because of an illegal firearm possession. And the reason why it was illegal was the first. He already had some charges that prevented him from having firearms in his property or in his possession, which he was found. Now, what the curious thing is here, and I want everybody to kind of, think about it, is that this gentleman here, Mr. Hayes, a lot of people may not recognize him. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But this gentleman here was the one that actually came out and said that he would build a sheriff's substation for Maverick County if and only if Denise Cantu would win. And this is 4 years ago, guys. Denise Cantu, which was the daughter of former Commissioner Rosie Cantu, this man right here promised Maverick County that if Denise Cantu would win for County Constable Precinct 2 over, at the time, our current constable, Alberto de la Torre, this gentleman promised to build a substation in El Indio for the Maverick County residents, which would primarily take care of El Indio, obviously, right? But we know the history on that. Ms. Cantu did not win. Currently, we have Alberto de la Torre as our constable, and he actually went unopposed, unchallenged this turnaround. And it's just a curious thing where why would this character promise the sheriff's substation? Apparently, he had issues with the law before that prohibit him having a firearm in his possession. Now, what I would like to know is that why they raided his house and arrested him. Was there an incident? Because typically that they do stuff like that, on a high risk type of situation. Now, I'm not sure if a guy would be high risk if he's there offering a sheriff substation to El Indio, but it's just it's just part of the news that kind of raises an eyebrow and makes you think. Guys, if you haven't checked out our opinion piece, it's the first opinion piece that we've done. Please do so. That one is about the Maverick County tax assessor collector position, desperately needing to be a full-time position. Moving forward with some of the news that has gone on, guys. Shout out to Donovan Becerra with one hell of a season in JUCO in New Mexico. He received all WYJAC, I think I butchered that, honors, WJCAC. That's the conference. He received all honors in conference and had a spectacular 9-1 record, over 57 innings pitched, a 4.89 ERA with 70 strikeouts. That's much more. That's averaging about 1.4 strikeouts, 1.3 strikeouts per inning, guys. So those of you that are not baseball fans out there, that's a fairly pretty good mark, especially for someone coming out from our community. There hasn't been much success overall, but we do get sprinkled there, and we're proud to see these guys being successful. We're going to go ahead and show you guys one of these videos. We did have one of our firefighters in Maverick County or Eagle Pass did have a video done, and we want to show you that right now.
Because, you go from, you can kind of mentally prepare yourself to go out there once a month to pick up a body, but there's a period of time where
we're going to go to skip that one. here. Guys, right now registration is going on for Texas new leagues. You guys need to hit them up. Awesome. I've been taking my kid to they have their softball games, baseball games at the complex, and we happened to catch some of this soccer league that was going on, TNL leagues. Guys, there's nothing better than getting ex-professional soccer players out there to inspire our kids. I was real surprised at what they've been able to do. TNL, they're fairly new league, but they've done a lot in the time that they've been there. Let's see. ZB says he wouldn't pay his workers, and I'm assuming she's talking about who we were talking about before in Mr. Hayes. Now we're talking about the soccer league TNL. So TNL is having they had these four ex-professional soccer players stop by to one of the final games that they're having. They're starting up again, guys. Registration has been running. They have leagues of all ages. They're starting a new female all girl league. So that's something new that we've never had here in Eagle Pass. And hopefully many of y'all get out there and register. If you go to our website, the Maverick Times News.com, we have a link there for you guys where you guys can access their registration website. Or if you go directly to their website, it's Texas New Leagues. Let me see if we can, we had the link here for you guys. Just see, click here to register. Texas New Leagues, if you want to do that. And they have the registration here for you guys. Browsing through there. I mean, this is a nice setup, man. I'm not going to even lie. You get benefits, games on turf. They broadcast the games. They have music. They have nice tunnels. They give a full uniform set. They have trophies, even discounts at their TNL nutrition, guys. So they're trying real hard. As you can see, they're putting up scores and everything. And that, guys, that's something that we don't have here regularly. So I encourage everybody to get out there and, try to get their kids involved. There's nothing better than sports to get their kids involved, teach discipline to them, and leadership as well. Teamwork, very important in nowadays. Thank you, ZB. Everybody's a little quiet today. You've been an active participant. We appreciate that, as does everybody else, right? So let's go to other news that we have today that has been very interesting, guys. We have Greg Abbott that has, oh, wait a minute, that's a good one. So, guys, recently, we're probably going to end it here soon. We don't have too much activity going on from you guys, but this is one of the things that we want to talk about before we end today's podcast. Superintendent salaries versus the teacher raises. Now, the teachers did get some news recently about a recommendation coming from Superintendent Samuel Mijares about a minimal raise, but a raise to our teachers and paraprofessionals and professionals alike. Now, we do appreciate that our teachers get a raises. Now, I remember being in school. I could imagine that our teachers did not get paid what they do now. But I do remember having certain teachers back then that, would work as hard as they could. And it's difficult to see, and you don't comprehend it being a young student. But when you grow older, you see, and I have my kids now, so you see how teachers are severely underpaid in our, not just in our district here in Eagle Pass Independent School District, but also statewide. I think the teachers are severely underpaid for what they're having to go through on a daily basis. And we always advocate for teachers, of course, for the educators. But one thing we do not agree with is our teachers being in the bottom 50% of being paid, while the superintendent of the same district is being paid at the top 1% of the state. I'll say it again. The teachers and professionals at the Eagle Pass Independent School District are being paid on the bottom 50 percentile compared to the superintendent that is being paid at 1% in the entire state of Texas. Okay? So teachers are getting paid at the bottom 50 percentile for teachers' salaries. But in the same school district, Eagle Pass Independent School District, you have the superintendent getting paid at the top 1% of the state. The math isn't mathing there, guys. Something's off. How is the superintendent getting paid at the 1% percentile in the state, yet our teachers, the educators, the ones who are in those classrooms every day, each day, are getting paid in the bottom 50 percentile? Math is not mathing, definitely not. Now, I would encourage any of you out there who feel that this is an injustice for our teachers to come out. And our school board has been the same for a very long time now. School board elections are coming up in November, and we encourage anybody that is interested in running for these positions. You have your platform. Come on and speak to us. We'll host a podcast to see what you will bring to our community. But I encourage healthy competition, especially when elections come around. And then when you have a school board of trustees where it has been the same people for the past, close to a decade maybe. So it's about time that people start throwing their hats in, getting involved in that area, and maybe doing something about our teachers being paid at the bottom 50%, yet our superintendent is getting paid in the top 1% in the state. If you're talking about a disparity in income, guys, look no further than the Eagle Pass Independent School District. This is the time of the show. We're closing out. We're looking for comments, any other topics that you guys want to talk about. Today we haven't been too popular on Facebook, but you never know. We always got people watching, trying to knock down our channels. X has been really good to us today, and I appreciate y'all joining us from X. Thank you. Cheers. And of course, YouTube, we got some viewers out there on YouTube, the baby dolls out there watching us on YouTube. We appreciate it. Of course, we have several episodes that are going to be still coming at you guys. We have a runoff election. The election that we are going to be attending on Tuesday. Be sure to watch out for that. We are going to have our results show. We're going to be out there giving you live results as they come out from the Maverick County Courthouse, from the elections office, giving you the live exclusive. So be sure to follow us on Tuesday. We'll be following along and have you there at the courthouse so you guys know, get the up to the minute on what the votes are and how this runoff election ended. Another runoff election I want to talk about before we're going out is that of Tony Gonzalez and Brandon Herrera. They are going for the Republican runoff for CD 23. That's the congressional district, guys. Now, I know many of you Democrats out there might like Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez has never been a friend to Maverick County, has never been a friend to the city of Eagle Pass, and will not be a friend in the future, guys. What we need more than anything is somebody that's willing to hear, somebody that's willing to help, and somebody that is going to stick to their conservative word. So I encourage all of you to come out, those Republicans out there that are going to be voting in the Republican primary runoff, or I'm sorry, the Republican runoff. Brandon Herrera is a new one throwing his hat in the ring. Popular YouTuber, no secret to that. I know we have other news medias out there supporting Tony Gonzalez, and that's more than anything a money thing, and understandable. You do your thing. But on a serious note, what's good for our community is having somebody that is willing to listen to our community and assist our community in the time of need. We've had many needs. Tony Gonzalez, we don't see you here often. We don't hear from you often enough. And we'd like to receive some funding from you, you know. But guys, we're gonna end it. We didn't get too many participants today, but it's Friday night. It's understood. We'll be back to another podcast on Tuesday. I believe that's episode 14. I think we have this one wrong, but episode 15 will be straight from the Maverick County Courthouse, where we'll be giving you the live results from the Maverick County runoff elections, which includes the tax assessor collector position and Maverick County Constable Precinct 1. Guys, this is where we sign off. As always, you can help us by sending stars on Facebook if you're watching this from Facebook. If you'd like to send a donation on Cash App from the content we give you, it's always much appreciated. Our Cash App is $, the Maverick Times News. If you want to, $1, $5, $10, $100, whatever you can contribute, go ahead and contribute. If you can, hey, we'll still bring you the best content that we can. Be sure to like this. Do me a favor, share it, whether it's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're watching us on. If you can share this, we'd appreciate it. And again, be sure to stop by on Tuesday. We're going to be doing the live election show where we're going to get the results of the runoff election straight to you, exclusive in English, the best commentary in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, Southwest Texas News. We are number one in the English section. And I think that most of these people in the Spanish section should be turning over to us too, because we're doing great things with our news, the Maverick Times News, and we have great things coming up. Catch us next time, Tuesday. We'll see you there.